Hey everybody, welcome back to Ancient Mysteries. In this video, we're about to embark on a jaw-dropping journey to southern Germany. No, we're not on a quest to find the world's finest bratwurst, though that would be an interesting video. Today we are scaling the snow-dusted peaks to unravel the mystifying tale of Neuschwanstein Castle. So get your lederhosens on and say auf Wiedersehen to your boring plans, because this is a story of fairy tales, scandal, and a dash of madness. So here's the story of the castle that was built for one person to live in. Now, you might think Cinderellas Castle at Disneyland has a corner on the fairy tale market, but you'd be wrong. So wrong. Say hello to Neuschwanstein Castle, or as I like to call it, the OG of fairy tale homes. Perched on a rugged hill, this 19th century Romanesque marvel was built for none other than King Ludwick II of Bavaria, aka the Fairy Tale King. A title he didn't really earn from reading bedtime stories, mind you. This guy was so into fairy tales, he wanted to live in one after getting his royal behind kicked in the Austro-Prussian War. When you step inside this archaeological wonder, you'll notice it isn't just your regular old stone and mortar situation. Oh no, it's a literal canvas with a moral storyline. The walls boast intricate scenes of knights, kings, and existential dilemmas. Salvation, repentance, and medieval drama. It's like the King of Thrones with better decor. Now here's where things get juicy. The castle was a total money pit. Originally designed to have 200 rooms, it ended up housing just one man. Our crazy in love with castles, King Ludwick II. I mean, talk about social distancing. And he didn't live there for long either. In 1886, King Ludwig II was dethroned after being declared insane by a group of experts led by psychiatrist Bernard von Guden. Their reasoning was largely based on the king's eccentricities and erratic behavior, such as building lavish castles that would often leave him significantly in debt, and choosing to eat outside in the nude regardless of the weather. It is also now based on diary entries and other sources that King Ludwig II was gay, which at the time was seen by many as a deviation from normal evolution. This was enough for von Guden's team to decree that the king was no longer capable of ruling, and 2 days after this, on the 12th of June 1886, he was seized and brought to Castle Berg, located on the eastern shore of Lake Starnberg. It was here the fairy tale king would spend his final hours. At 6 p.m. on the 13th of June, King Ludwig II requested permission to go off for a walk around the lake, and it was decided that Dr. von Guden would be the one to accompany him. This was the last time that either of the men would ever be seen alive. Several hours later, the two men's bodies were retrieved from the lake. Von Guden's body showed signs of being attacked, while there was also reportedly evidence to suggest that he had been both hit on the head with something and then eventually strangled. Officially, King Ludwig II's death was recorded as drowning. However, it has since been discovered that no water was found in the king's lungs, and it is also known that he was a strong swimmer. Years later, evidence surfaced suggesting that perhaps the king was not as mad as he was made out to be. Scandalous, right? So what really happened to the fairy tale king? Was he a victim of a well-orchestrated plot, or did he simply decide to exit stage left? You decide. Today, Neuschwanstein Castle plays host to 1.3 million tourists annually, with numbers soaring to a whopping 6,000 per day in the summertime. But nobody, and I mean nobody, leaves that castle without pondering the unsolved riddles surrounding its former resident. Was King Ludwig II truly mad, or just madly misunderstood? And the tale doesn't end there, friends. What's equally intriguing is how Neuschwanstein Castle wasn't even finished when King Ludwig II met his watery, or perhaps not so watery, fate. The castle we all flock to see today was actually a work in progress. So imagine your dream home left half-baked, like an abandoned Pinterest project, but on a much grander scale. The blueprints called for grandiose features that would put even the Palace of Versailles to shame. 200 rooms, opulent galleries, and magnificent halls. But alas, the king's untimely departure from this world left the castle with only about 15 rooms and halls completed. And speaking of icons, I'm sure you can guess by now who drew inspiration from our unfinished fairy tale in the sky, none other than the king of animation, Walt Disney himself. Yes, Cinderellas Castle was modeled after Neuschwanstein, so in a way, King Ludwick II's architectural fever dream continues to spark magic in the hearts of children and adults alike, halfway across the world more than a century later. Oh, and get this, the castle also inspired scenes in several movies like Chitty Chitty Bing Bang and The Great Escape. But what has been the fate of the castle since King Ludwig's demise? It opened to the public shortly after his death, almost like an immediate homage to a misunderstood genius. And although Ludwig II was in massive debt due to his lofty ambitions, the revenue from the castle's tourism eventually cleared those debts. Talk about an investment in the afterlife. So in conclusion, Neuschwanstein Castle is more than just a pretty face on a postcard. It's a symbol of unfulfilled dreams, a tantalizing mystery, and a masterpiece that keeps on giving. So if you ever do visit and walk through its incomplete halls, you can almost hear the whispered dreams of a king who aimed for the heavens and in doing so, left us all a slice of wonder here on Earth. For more stories like this, don't forget to follow me and hit that subscribe button.